guys, it's Crafty. I know it's been a while since I last talked to you, but life just was crazy, and I will talk about it while talking about my stitching, but I have a lot to show you. And let's begin with the things I worked on in 2015. I did work on my Christ. After Christmas I had loads of time, so I did finish the frame, the brown and the swirls in the frame, and it was getting along, and I did finish the page in early January, and this is half of the page. It's like a one heaven and earth page completed here, and I have like less than 5,000 stitches on this, so almost done. It's 6 years right now since I've started it, so I didn't manage to finish it before the magic date, its birthday, but you know what, I'm happy. I still have some work on it. It's a bit tedious because the brown and the swirls they all repeat along the pattern, and it feels like you're stitching the same thing over and over again, and that makes you go really slow. Even when you're parking, I know that I'm stitching something that I already stitched, and that makes me go slower. But, you know, I love him. He'll be done when he's done, and, you know. Then I worked on my clipper ship voyage from the Dimensions, and I'm not going to post the pictures of the whips where you last saw them. I just don't want to do that. It's going to be a longer video for me, I think. So this is how it's going to look like, and this is what I've got now. So move you around a bit, sorry. It's almost done. As you can see, I have the clouds in the background to do, the seagull around here, and some of the sea, and then a ton of back stitching. So it's almost done. I started it in 2011, and it was supposed to be a gift for my hubby. Like, he's older now, and I'm still working on it, so I'm joining CrossStitch Finish Line event, whip out your oldest whip, something like that. I'm joining it with this, and I will work on it so I would know, you know, get rid of it. So in November and December I was working on the wedding gift for my sister, and I did finish it, but I don't have a picture. I finished framing the wedding gift for my sister just 5 minutes before we went out, and you know, I just didn't have any time. So that's one. And the second one I was working on is the green sampler, and if I have any pictures I will input them now. And the other things I finished this Christmas were a lavender and lace free angel, and I'm going to stitch the second angel from 1997 to assist, and that will be my grandparents' gift for this year. So I'm not going to stitch gifts this year. No way. It came out more expensive than buying ready-made gifts from a craft show even. So I'm not going to do that. Only the angel for my grandparents. So, and I did finish up the card box for my hubby's grandparents. So I know I promised a tutorial, but you know it didn't happen, so my camera is pulling the light down and it moves. So sorry, there's not going to be a video because I did finish it up just like an hour before we had to leave the house, so I was super busy in December. Sorry for my kids in the background. And I was super busy and I didn't have any time. Gosiu. Didn't have any time to do a video. And then January and I... Gosiu, Kubuś, usiądź z drugiej strony, proszę. Dzieci, ja nagrywam. Nie chce mi się wycinać. Proszę być grzecznym. Bo zaraz wyłączymy komputer zupełnie. And then January started 2016 and I did join the CrossStitch Crazy group, and I joined the coloring page. So I just finished this piece today, this part today, and I have all the 3 pages that were released so far, and I really like this. This is a piece of fabric that I ice dyed during vacation, so it looks pretty fun. As you can see, it looks gorgeous, but it's a misdye. You can see the yellow spots in here, yeah, and I have a big yellow blob in here and some blue dye spots over here. It's worse on this side, so on the back. So I hope the design will make me wanna stitch over the yellow stain, and I won't have to fill in the background, so it will be cute. It's interesting, but it won't take away from the design itself, I hope. The next thing I worked on is my Sunset Shore Sampler kit, and I had it started and I wanted to work on it as a UFO. Sorry, it's in the sheet protector. I don't have the picture, I lost it, and I found it but I lost it again. And it's original, you know, I'm not going to show you much more. I had it, I started it, I marked my fabric with a water-soluble pen, and the pen disappeared, but the lines stayed and they didn't come off, so I needed to restart, and I had the middle segment done. Maybe I will post a picture here. So I had the middle done. I used a lot of the thread and I was afraid I won't get enough, so I found the DMC conversion and I'm stitching it over on 18 count, because this was 14 count or 16 count I think, but I'm stitching over. It was only 1 day of work of stitching on this one, but I'm going to get back to this one somewhere around summer, I think, because it's more summer related design. Now the next one I'm working on the CrossStitch Crazy challenge. I'm doing this baby birth sampler and the blue version for my son, who is 8. So finally he will get a birth sampler, and I'm quite far. It's not a big design. I'm almost done. The back stitching will give the most of the effect on the bird. So that's one of the whips. Another new start from this book by the light, the glare. Yeah, you can see the author, and she is a very popular artist in Russia. So you can see her patterns stitched everywhere. But this rose, I never seen anyone stitch this rose, the glare again. It's very pretty, delicate and all that, so I'm stitching it. I don't have much, but it's something. And it's almost all of the dark green. I have all of the darkest green, most of the lighter but still dark green that I have on my needle here, and most of the white in the biggest rose. It's getting along. It will be done this year. Okay, the next one is my blue cage, and to tell you the truth, I have the brown one too. I finally came across it and I got it in my stash now, and I will do that one next year. So I don't have much, and it's like 15 minutes of stitching. It's only half cross stitch with 1 thread. It's the green in this leaf. Not much, but always something. And I only worked on the start date on this one. So the next one I'm started is Country Kitchen from CrossStitch November issue 209. The issue is right here. 209. And I'm stitching this little country kitchen design. It's so lovely, and I'm stitching it on this 14 count polka dot Ada. I have some of the plate, bit of this plate, and this bowl. Not much, and it's always a thing. And now I think that I will do the boards in the cupboard in white, you know, just to, because I have the polka dots coming through and they will be in the background and I don't want it, so I will just stitch. I will have to fill in the white for the cupboard. Sorry for my son, he's sick a bit, so he stayed home today. A little kit from the MC. Maybe I will turn the light off a bit better. Just a lace sampler, a small kit, but it should be very fast to do, but it isn't. It's all because of the DMC linen. I hate it, and as soon as I get some money I will buy Belfast linen and will restitch all of this. I don't like how the stitches look on this linen. I just don't like it, and I will redo that restart just when I have the material I need. And this is the thread for it. The next one I'm stitching this year, back with the light. This bright spring coat. design. No, light off. Sorry, I'm making you feel dizzy or something. Spring coat. Not big, but lovely. It shouldn't be as big, I should say. I was looking for a 28 count linen for this one, but I didn't find one. I didn't have cash to order online from England, so I can't do this on 32 count because this green around here is a blend of 3 colors, so I needed something like 28 count. And then I had a piece of 25 count in my stash, and I didn't like the coverage 1/1 or 2/1, and I just hate 10 stitch. I can't imagine stitching like that. I don't see myself doing this. So I'm not going to throw it away, like, you know. So I decided to stitch over on 25 count. It's going to be bigger than expected, but it's going to fit this fabric nicely, and it's so easy to stitch on this count over 2. You wouldn't imagine how fun it is to stitch. And all this is 20 minutes of stitching. I don't know how I did it. It was 20 minutes. Believe me, 20 minutes. And the one thing I don't like about this green is a blend of 3, and when you have blends you railroad your stitches, and when you have 2 colors it's easy to do, but when you have 3 you're not going to get the same combination every time. It's just too much work. So I railroad, but I don't care how the colors will work out. It just gives it a more natural effect, because some places the grass is more green than the others, and I like the effect. I will have to work on this one a bit more in the future. Now the next one I have is another new start, is Dragonfly Happiness from Leisure Arts, and the outer is Funky Buckley, and the model stitch was done on black canvas also, but I'm stitching on white, and I'm doing this one. So I don't have much. It's just the piece of the sleeve, the greenest of the sleeve. Not much, but always something. And I just didn't have time to work on most of my whips, because at the beginning of the year my hubby changed work. So he works in a carpentry shop, and one morning at the beginning, not even 2 weeks of January, he calls me saying he's in the ER and he cut his thumb, this finger. He cut it with a saw blade to the bone, not completely off, but cut to the bone. My hands were like this all the time, because he didn't tell me that he cut himself on the tip of the thumb. This is a pretty long finger. He could have cut himself anywhere, but he didn't tell me. He just nicked the edge of it, and he broke his thumb doing that. So he had a cast on his right hand for 2 weeks. I had a third baby that I had to go to the bathroom with and wash his hands, because he couldn't with the cast. and it was horrible. I didn't have any time to stitch during that day, during that time, and it was horrible. I'm glad it's over. He's okay. His finger is a bit numb, but you know, at least it's in its place. So I didn't get much progress because he was home for a month and I had to babysit him. Now, my next start was Mystic Stitch, Queen of Spades. I really like the design now, but when I started it, I didn't feel it as much as I do now. This is 497 stitches done in 4 hours. It's three shades, black and 2 browns, and it's, you don't see much, but it's somewhere in here. I will be lucky if I finish a page on this, and I don't mind. And this is 27 count Linda 1/1 full cross. I like the coverage. I'm very happy with it. The next one I worked on this year. I know I'm talking chaotic, but I'm out of practice. So this is Mini Pixie Dreams from Hate. As you can see, I did the challenge, and besides the black in this challenge squares, there are 20 other colors, and doesn't seem like much, but when I pulled them out, it was, I thought that I would see more color, but you know, a slow one. And when I go to my parents' house for coffee or something like that, I take it with me because I only need one color, my chart and a pencil and scissors, of course, to go and fill the black, and I can do that. Nothing hard. The next one I worked on was my Ice Princess. Didn't stitch much on her because I had a lot of missing colors, and I did still miss some colors. I don't know how, but I was filling them in for a day and I didn't touch her at all since then. The next thing I did work on, the pile is too big. I won't have space to move. Next thing is Royal Dreams cross-stitch pattern. It's the purple fractal. Now, purple. Can you see purple? Can you see purple? Nah, there's no purple. There's only DMC 939, 310, and 890. So 3 shades of DMC and no, not a single X of purple. And it's going to be purple in the end, and it's going to be big. So, because this is 18 count. And I did add extra 2 stitches in this grid and in this line, so I have to remember it's like in 2 pages or 3 pages to come. So I think I will remember the, oh, it's not the last thing. I was about to say it's the last thing I stitched this year, but I would lie. This is my last start for now. It's Heaven and Earth Wisdom by Tom Allen, and it's so lovely. And I have this fabric from Fabric Flair, so it's a print. The back is white, and I gridded the fabric because with no background it would be very hard to find the spot you need to start in. So I did a black fishing line for the normal grid and a silver thread metallic for the page breaks. It's only 5 stitches because I didn't have time to do more, but I'm going to work on this one this month because it's in CrossStitch finish line, so it's my birthday month for Molly Peckham. Hooray! Happy birthday, Molly! So this is the thing I was working on also. Now, and I stitching this one, and I have a deadline for it. It needs to be done for before June 2017. So June next year I have to get it done, because it's going to be a gift, a farewell gift for my son's teacher, because in elementary school in Poland we get this we divide it like 3 years. It's elementary school. We have one teacher for the 3 years, and then you get subjects like math with a different teacher, than Polish and geography and all the fun stuff. So I was working on 2 little things that I finished this year. I started and finished. This one is the first one. I had this little frame. I don't know where I got it. And a friend sent me a little rack. And this was part of this rack. It was a mini kit. It's a DMC mentor, so it's for teaching other people how to stitch. And sorry, it's my daughter. Little, nie ma miejsca. Sorry for that. It came with 14 count Ada, but I measured it and it wouldn't fit. But now, look, it fits. I just need to cut the back because I didn't have the back for this one. And I will be back in a second. Welcome back. I just had to go to my closet and find this little mermaid that I did. I started it for the Cross Stitch Crazy challenge, and this is the first finish I had this year. I added some beads in the middle of the flower. It wasn't charted like that, but you know, I like it. My daughter loves her very much. Maybe with light. Oh, you can see the colors now. My daughter loves her very much. She yelled at me that I should be stitching, so I did, and I finished her, and she wants some more for her, so I have 4 others that I will stitch for her as soon as I get the same shade of Ada. Now, my plans for the upcoming month is to work on the ship, work on my Christ, work on wisdom, and whatever else I will get my hands on. So I'm not going to promise I will be back in a month, because when I say that, I know I won't be back, because life will just go, haha, watch me. And you know, it's a bit hard with kids and looking for a job and you know, all the stuff to make videos. Like now you probably hear the cartoons in the background. So I'm sorry, I tried to make the sound level in the background, the border above, but you know, it never works that way. Noise gateway, oh, that's the word. So I'm stitching every day, sometimes on more than one project, and I did myself a grime guard. It's a bit too wide and it's all dirty right now, so I need to wash it. It came in handy. So I don't know if I have anything more to say today. Why didn't I make video in December? Because I was busy. First with my my sister's wedding, and then we found out that our kids have lace, and if they had it, we had it, and we battled for a month with those little insects that I wish no one to have. Yeah, they are just terrible. So that was some trouble in December. And February. In January, I did make a video. I uploaded it to my channel, and I left it like it processed, and I left it there for people to watch. I left it for people to watch, and then my hubby cut his finger, so I didn't have time to see if anyone is commented or anything. And when my hubby finally went back to work and I had time for myself and I could go to my YouTube channel, I found out that it didn't process in the correct way, and it's all sitting there and no one can watch it besides me. I don't know why. And I thought, like, I was talking about my plans, what I'm going to stitch, and then life threw a curveball at me. So no, I'm not going to upload it again, because none of what I said was true. And yeah, this one is a longer one. I'm in a rambly mood. Yes, I'm recording on my camera. This is the setup for a stream. I did stream once, my cross stitching. I may repeat that, and I stream on Twitch or Hitbox. So kids are crying, watching cartoons. I can't focus, and I'm a bit tired. I need a second cup of coffee. So thanks, Joe, for caring for us, the people you subscribe to that haven't made a video in a while. That's mostly because of life, not just because that we don't want to make videos, we don't like it or something like that. So sorry, I'm playing with my hands. I have to have my hands occupied. So I think that's it. I will try to get back at the beginning or at the end of this month, beginning of next month. I don't know. I have things to do. I have to work on stuff, and I hope I will have some progress for you to show. And you know, life goes on. So have fun stitching, and see you next time. Maybe this time in the face. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye bye.